Good morning. I want to begin by offering my sincere thanks to Senator Jon Kyl. When we stood here just a few months ago, it was at a very challenging time for both Arizona and our country. Congress had a full workload to get through, and Arizona was just coming off a very difficult week following the death of Senator John McCain. Arizona needed someone who could hit the ground running and represent our state with experience and confidence. And that's exactly what Jon Kyl did. Over the last few months, Senator Kyl has served with the same integrity and statesmanship that marked his 26 years in Congress. He didn't have to return to the United States Senate, but he did. And I remain deeply grateful to him and Carol for answering the call to serve once again when Arizona needed them most. And there's a reason he isn't here today. He didn't want to miss a vote. And that's illustrative of how seriously Jon Kyl takes the job of United States Senator. When I appointed Senator Kyl, he committed to serving through the end of this year. It was my hope he'd serve longer, but I knew he might decide otherwise. As you all know, last week he informed me he'll be stepping down on December 31st. I gave careful consideration when deciding who should represent our state moving forward. The need for effective leadership is just as great today as it was then. And once again, the question is the same. Who is the best person available to represent the state of Arizona? Arizona needs someone who understands the critical issues, who can get to work on day one, and who embodies a spirit of service, of putting the people we represent above all else. Martha McSally possesses these qualities. Colonel McSally's service to this country is one for the history books. 26 years in the United States Air Force. She served 6 tours to the Middle East and Afghanistan and was selected to stand up Africa Command. She was the first woman to fly in combat and the first woman to command a fighter squadron in combat. And she has represented Southern Arizona in Congress since 2015, becoming one of the most effective members in all of Congress. All her life, Martha has put service first, leading in the toughest of fights and at the toughest of times. One of the first women ever selected for fighter pilot training. Over 325 combat hours flown in the A-10 Warthog. Commander of her fighter squadron, known as the Bulldogs. And an unrelenting drive to make positive change, even when it means challenging authority. Like when she took on the Pentagon to overturn a discriminatory policy that forced women service members to wear Muslim garb, all before she even entered Congress. Martha McSally is uniquely qualified to fight for Arizona's interests in the United States Senate. On issues affecting Arizona's military bases and veterans, she brings a personal expertise as one who's worn the uniform. And on the important issues that affect everyday families, she's shown a talent for bringing people together and finding common ground. I'm proud to call Martha McSally a friend, and I know that together with Senator-elect Sinema, she will advocate for our state and work across the aisle to get positive things done. Thank you, Martha, for stepping up.
Well, thank you, Governor Ducey. I'm really humbled by the confidence that you've placed in me, and I'm honored by this appointment. Over the last year, I've traveled over this great state, and I've met with countless Arizonans, and I've heard from them. I've done a lot of listening, and I've learned a lot. I've heard about the very serious issues that Arizonans all over our state face, as well as the hope they have for our future. Hope for a brighter tomorrow. Hope that the American dream is every bit as good for their kids and their grandkids. When I ran for the Senate, it was with a full understanding of the monumental responsibility that comes with that office, as one of only 100 senators in the country and only 2 from Arizona. And it's with that same appreciation for this office that I humbly stand before you today. I take seriously the call to service. The oath that members of Congress swear, that I will swear in the future again, is the same oath that I took as an Air Force officer, same exact words. And it's one that I never take lightly. As I now deploy to the Senate, I pledge to devote all my energies to ensuring that all Arizonans have a voice. I also look forward to working with Kyrsten Sinema in the Senate, just like we did in the House. There's a lot of common ground between us, and I'm ready to hit it running. Arizona's 2 senators have always worked together for decades. That's our tradition and how we're most effective, and that's how I plan to serve. This is the model that Senator Kyl served with that I witnessed firsthand as his legislative fellow 19 years ago. And I'm honored to have the opportunity to serve in the seat of someone who served our state for decades, someone who I have immense respect for, John McCain. John McCain was a giant in the Senate, an Arizona icon, and an American hero. I'm going to commit to holding myself to the standard of service that Senator McCain exemplified, putting country before self, and always striving to do the right thing for Arizonans. Our country faces a lot of challenges, but none are as big as the opportunity we have to move America forward and secure a brighter, more secure future for all. I'm again humbled, very humbled, by this opportunity to continue to serve, and I'm ready to get to work. Thank you.
We're going to open it to questions. Please raise your hand. I saw Carmen.
Governor or Senator-elect McSally, who will be sworn in first? Will it be you, McSally, or will it be Senator-elect Kyrsten Sinema?
Kyrsten Sinema will be sworn in first on January 3rd. She will be the senior senator from Arizona. Martha McSally's swearing in will happen following Senator-elect Sinema's.
Why did you decide to do it that way?
Well, of course, we are going to follow Senate rules, but I'm also going to respect the will of the voters. Senator-elect Sinema was elected to the office, and she's going to be sworn in first.
We're going to come over here. Yvonne.
Congresswoman McSally, can you talk a little bit about how you intend on mending this relationship with Kyrsten Sinema and working together, and on issues that you do maybe see where you can cooperate and really get things done?
Right.
For Arizona?
Well, just like when we worked together in the House, Yvonne. I mean, we had a very spirited campaign, but it's over. I congratulated her on the phone the night I conceded and in person on the floor. And I look forward to working with her in the future. Because this is what it's all about. It's for service for Arizona. It's about doing what's best for Arizona. And so I think we can find that common ground and work together. I look forward to it.
Howie.
Well, let me go along the same lines. I was there for the debate where you essentially accused Ms. Sinema of treason or treasonous acts. How do you get past that when you've accused an elected congresswoman, a senator-elect, of treason? How do you get past that?
Howie, the election's over, and the people have spoken, and I'm honored to have this appointment. And now for all of us, it's about moving forward, and it's about the challenges that we have as a state and as a country, and continuing to be problem-solving to make a difference for the people that we represent. And that's the approach that I'll take. And I look forward to working with Kyrsten. I texted her this morning.
We'll do the last question from CBS here.
Yeah, a quick question for Congresswoman McSally. What would be your message to voters out there who may be a little bit skeptical? They may say, you know, you didn't win the election, but now you're being appointed by the governor, and maybe that's not the way it should be. If you could step up and just really, what would your message be to those folks who might be a little bit skeptical of this appointment?
Well, as I said in my remarks, I am very humbled and I'm grateful for this opportunity and this appointment by Governor Ducey. I've spent my life in service, and I'm going to continue to serve with everything I've got to make a difference for those who I represent. That's what I did in the House, and that's what I intend to do in the Senate.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Three questions? Seriously?
That was 4 questions.
Okay. Governor, well, what about the fact of the McCain family? You know, Meghan McCain's husband tweeted out calling McSally a poor choice. So how do you overcome the fact that the senator's own daughter and her husband seem to think this is not a good idea?
I think you all know the regard that I hold Senator John McCain in and his legacy as a Arizona treasure, an American icon, and a hero to our country. I have the same feelings about Cindy and the entire McCain family, for that matter. I was happy that Martha and Cindy were able to get together and visit earlier this week and clear the air. And now it's time to get to work. Thank you.
When you make the criticism that voters made their choice and it's chosen someone else that the voters have not already rejected?
The voters did make their choice. And I believe that the voters had 2 excellent choices in this past election. Martha McSally received over 1 million votes to the United States Senate, and now she will be serving alongside senior Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Speculation that DC had a big influence on this decision. Who had your ear in this matter?
You know, I've read many of those stories with great interest, but there was one source and one name missing, and that was mine. I think the fact that I'm standing here and now with Martha McSally at my side, making the appointment to the United States Senate, says everything that needs to be said. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.